The legendary DeLorean is back. With the Alpha 5, the DeLorean Motor Company has presented the successor to the cult car, the DMC-12, first built at the beginning of the 1980s. After it appeared as the time machine in the Back to the Future trilogy, the car transformed into an icon of mythic proportions. Legendary Italian designer Giorgio Giugiaro created something that would last for all of eternity.
Tempo dice, hai fatto un prodotto molto interessante che negli anni diventa molto artisticamente valido.
DeLorean converted one dream into reality, proposing a car that was contemporary but also looked into the future of automobiles.
Paolo Tuminelli, a renowned expert in automobile design, put the DeLorean under the microscope for Rev.
It doesn't look like a real innovation. It seems to me that the new DeLorean just fits in a range of super powerful electric cars. We've seen the Tesla Model S. Tesla was very good in finding out the exact niche for a luxury electric powered vehicle. He designed a limousine, but it gave it a sports car shape. And then we've seen many other cars coming in that direction, and specifically the Porsche Taycan. Now we see DeLorean going in that direction. It's just following the market. It's not creating a new market. Reloading the past, or in terms of DeLorean going back to the future, is always kind of tricky. To understand DeLorean, you must understand the American automotive industry. The Europeans were very brave. The Americans really were very conservative. Now this guy, John DeLorean, when he leaves General Motors, he decides to give the American something new to dream about. And he puts together a concept that is very brave, but also very interesting. He spoke of an ethical car. He wanted a car that is sustainable. So he thought of plastics and stainless steel so that the car never rusts, that was economical to drive, and that was evocative in design, something you would love, and you would love to keep, perhaps even for all your life.
But technical and financial issues meant only 9,000 DeLoreans were built between January 1981 and December 1982. Then the DeLorean Motor Company filed for bankruptcy.
So the car failed, but was taken over in the movies, 1985, by Back to the Future, and the movie was a huge success. The car wasn't existing anymore, so basically the car was already a virtual super object. It was chosen because of its futuristic design.
Giorgio Giugiaro designed the DeLorean back in the wild 70s. At the beginning of his career, the Italian designer caught attention with his beautiful car designs. Like the Alfa Romeo Giulia and the Maserati Ghibli, he revolutionized car design.
People were longing to a new society, to a new way of life, and you needed a new shape to embody all these values. Giugiaro became the symbol of this era. He had to strive for a different language, and he created a very angular, glassy, sharp edge design that he immediately implemented in all the cars that we've seen from him in the 70s. He had done the VW Golf, which came out to the market in 1974.
Giorgio Giugiaro warmed up with the VW Golf. An early masterpiece in a series of impressive sports cars, which included the DeLorean.
The big trait of this car was that it generated out of a series of concept cars that this Giugiaro had designed, the Maserati Boomerang, but also the Porsche Tapiro, and then, funnily enough, a Hyundai Coupe, the Pony Coupe, which were giving people dreams to dream of. And DeLorean converted one dream into reality, proposing a car that was contemporary but also looked into the future of automobiles.
And it's more relevant today than ever. At a time when mobility is radically changing, the old DeLorean is increasingly becoming a symbol for the new automobile. Spanish star designer Ángel Guerra is trying to continue the story with this DeLorean Vision.
It was only an illustration, a 3D illustration, but celebrating the DeLorean brand. I believe there is really a lust for future. Now the future becomes sexy again, and going back to the DeLorean, it certainly gives direction for sustainable mobility, for enjoyable mobility.
Classic car enthusiast Dirk Lehmann has installed an electric drivetrain in his old DeLorean. It's propelled his car from 1981 right back into the future.
Weil ich Elektroautos liebe und ich fahre halt keinen neuen Kram aus Amerika oder sonst woher, weil ich finde die Autos einfach nicht hübsch und ich will nicht so einen Mega-Computer in meinem Auto haben, sondern ich finde einfach Autos toll.
And Armin Pohl hasn't just electrified his DeLorean. Instead, he's spiced it up with a whole host of new tech. 3D holography instead of a standard display. And several functions are now operated using gestures, a contactless wiggle of the fingers to control whatever you need.
Ein DeLorean als Basis steht natürlich für Zukunft, steht für eine Vision. Wir haben hier oben eine Tracking-Kamera angebracht und die hier in dem dreidimensionalen Raum vor dem Display die Gesten, also die Bewegung der Hand, scannen und lesen kann und dann interpretiert.
Under Pohl's supervision, a startup that builds electric drives, software specialists for virtual reality, and developers of gesture control have jointly constructed an extraordinary car. It's an experiment on 4 wheels that is constantly evolving. They hope it will someday drive autonomously.
Natürlich versuchen wir hier die Technologien vorwegzunehmen und die Zukunft ein bisschen zu sehen und auch mitzugestalten. Das Zusammenbringen von Ästhetik und Technologie war schon immer mein Thema und das ist jetzt bei einem Fahrzeug, das so eine Design-Ikone ist und die kombiniert wird mit allerneuester Technologie und Technologie, die es offiziell noch gar nicht gibt. Das ist perfekt.
Speaking of the latest tech, this new concept car from Hyundai is also chock full of it. The Envision 74 is powered by a fuel cell and is intended to give a glimpse of how the Korean car company will design its vehicles in the era of e-mobility. And it's heavily influenced by the Pony Coupe, the basis for the first car that the company actually produced for sale. Designed by none other than Giorgio Giugiaro. Exactly at the same time as he designed the DeLorean.
The original Hyundai Coupe and the DeLorean came out together, basically in the same year at Giugiaro. Now the new Hyundai concept is so much closer to the original DeLorean idea that you would be misled to think that now Hyundai really was able to reinvent the design of the DeLorean as it was. Edgy, radical, powerful, and compact in a way. The values embodied by DeLorean, his vision of an ethical, sustainable, economical, safe car of sporty look was incredibly powerful for those days. And it would be wonderful if a company, this could very well be Hyundai, would take over these values, because the values of today's automobile are weak. The automobile of today has become heavy, fat, slow, and basically, although overloaded with design, like Alpha 5 by DeLorean, so the new model, and all its competitors.
The battle for the title of true successor to the legendary DeLorean is heating up.
Perhaps we've been waiting too long for the future to come. There is a need to redesign the automobile in values and in shape.
Which car do you think is the true successor to the legendary DeLorean? Let us know in the comments below.